Okay, there was a request on the group. Please, if you're watching this online and you're not a member of this group yet, the link to this group is in the description for this video. And the person wanted to know how to achieve something like this. It's not really difficult. I'm going to pause the recording. Okay, I think I'll just record the process. Whoever it would help, let it help the person. I'm just going to attempt to reproduce this and then try to focus on this form. I see you are very particular about that, this protrusion you have here. Alright, so how do I get this image here? What was the fastest way? Okay, I think I can get it on Bluetooth. Okay, so just share. Yeah. What did I press earlier? Receive a file. Okay, and there we go. Alright, so in case you were not aware before, you can always, anytime you feel like it, drag and drop an image onto the Archicad screen and it's just going to appear there. In all views that are not 3D, you could do it on a plan, you could do it in an elevation, you could do it in a section. You can do it inside your profile editing environment, by the way, for those using complex profiles. Alright, so keep in mind that what I'll be doing here, I'm not using any Archicad templates. 1, 2. I am also not going to be very specific on dimensions. After all, this is not dimensioned. Okay, so let's start with this wall. I think we have this wall over here. I don't know how deep it goes, but from what I can see here, it appears to be a bit over 1 foot wide. So I'm going to make this to be like 300 mm for a start. That's maybe 350. Alright, then there is this other wall here that houses this big glass, so I'm going to bring that to come somewhere here. Then we have this here. It doesn't get all the way to the front. Then from what I can tell, we have yet another one over here. Let's give it a gap of like 1.5. If you're wondering why I'm typing 1725, the reason is because I want 1.5 to come between here and here, as you can see already. If you're using Archicad 27 or 28 technologic preview, keep in mind that this can be done faster using the what's it called, distance guides. Alright, so I'm going to go for another one around here, give it about 2.1 meters. And yeah, from what I can see here, it's cantilevered, so that should be the last. Alright, so we're going to close this up. Yeah, and my guess is this closes somewhere on the inside. I'm not going to bother myself about the windows, and if for anyone who is observing, I haven't done anything about this yet. I just brought out these walls. I'm going to reproduce them on the upper floor by just copying and pasting, and then I'm also going to have another floor underneath. I pressed Ctrl 7 to do this. You should probably be seeing it on your screen. And then I'm going to do make this minus 600. Alright, so I'm also going to paste another copy in this lower portion here. Is it pasting the right things? Yeah, but it has them overlapped. I don't know why that is. Undo the last operation, then get back here, copy these and paste them here. Oh, this didn't change. 600. It should work now. Yeah. Okay, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 walls. If I check on this and I'm seeing more than 18, there's a problem. Yeah, there's 18 of them. And by the way, if you're wondering how I knew it was 18, when I pressed Ctrl A to select all walls, I can see here that 18 items are selected. Okay, so I think I can just switch to this. This model was clearly done on SketchUp, but with something like this we get a kind of similar interface. This is Archicad's white model. I could also use the white model with shadows if I feel like it. Okay, so let's come to this portion. I'm talking about this slab we have here, and then the dwarf wall that comes with it, and probably the railing with it as well. Oh, from what I can see here, the railing continues, so this thick wall doesn't continue exactly in the same position on the upper floor, unlike what we have here. So on the upper floor, which is this, I'm going to come here and just move it in exactly by its own thickness and take away this excess, and I would have something like this. Okay, so the slab, and I'm going to ask this to show as a trace reference, and then I can see that slab coming out somewhere, something like this, kind of, not exactly at the end but around the center of this guy. And I'm going to switch the slab such that it's going to be generic. I don't need it to be very thick. 150 mm works for me, and it protrudes beyond this by a bit, so something like this as well. As I said, if the dimensions are not accurate, those are not really my goal for this particular YouTube video today. Okay, I think I'll just drop it to align with this. Okay, then I spoke about a dwarf wall. If I don't want my wall to go all the way up, I'm going to change it to not linked and specify a height, in this case 600 millimeters, and I'm going to do this, and then we have something like this. Now, to avoid this extra line we have here, I can change the material of the slab to be the same thing as the wall. Please keep in mind, these are not very standard practices. What I'm doing in this particular scenario is just getting the very fast way, because up till now I've not really focused on the main reason for this video, and I don't want it to be too long. Okay, so that's the generic structural, and once I do this, observe that the line goes away. Okay, from what I can see here, one can still tell that this still kind of kicks off a bit more than what we have there. So what I'm going to do is come over here, and then I'm going to push this in by 225, send this inside again, maybe the same 225, trim this off again, then this our wonderful dwarf wall goes in by 225 just as well. And I think, okay, then the next thing I want to do, if we can observe here at the top before the rail, the glass rail, we have this small extrusion in this portion. So for that, I'm going to utilize a slab. I'm going to start it here, I'm going to take it all the way here, then I am going to remove everything from here to here. I think that's a bit excessive. Remove from here to here, then take away all of this, and then send this back into about this portion, then extrude outwards here by like 50 mm, not so much, 50, and this way 50. And by the way, I forgot to, I'm going to just copy this and then paste its own properties here, and I'm going to go on the 3D. You see that it's at the lower portion, which is not where I want it. I'm going to adjust the height as well to like 100 mm. Then I'm going to raise the level and drop it here. Okay, then I think in line with what I saw in the image earlier, I'm going to raise the height of this wall to also terminate at this level. This is in my own opinion. Yeah, so if I were to adjust the camera just a bit more, not bad. Okay, so let's deal with this thing here. I'm not okay, the handrail before I forget, and then this. I'm not going to be bothering myself about the windows and all the other things. The video has already gotten way longer than I wanted. Alright, so for that I'm going to come to the ground floor over here. Then I'm going to start with one of those dwarf walls. I'm going to kick off a bit close to the edge here. I'm going to flip it to the other side. I pressed P to do that. Then come outside by like 750 millimeters. Go in this direction. How many is it here? 19795. I'm just going to use my eye gauge for that. Okay. I'm going to take it in. Then next I'm going to break this around here. Now why did I break it? Because this portion is still going to go up. Then the next thing I want to do is I'm going to send this outwards to this point. Now you can see the way it overrides and when it goes like straight in. This is really funny to look at, but it's what we want. Okay, so I'm going to also pick this. This is on the upper floor, and I'm going to like still push it as I did the other one. Then these two sides here, I'm going to select them and lift their height till it's going to be slightly higher than what we had before. So say something like 6750, and then we end up with something like this. So now we've gotten this portion, the vertical one. Now we need this, and then the last one. So I'm going to go into 2-story, which is where I'll be seeing this, and we can see that this guy would have come out by 750 here. So I'm going to use a dwarf wall, but in this case the height is going to be 750. Start here, flip it to the other side so that they align well, and then I think somewhere around here, then I send this inside, and let's see what we have. Yeah, that's quite close. I think I'm just going to extend it a bit further. Here we go. Yeah, then I'm going to draw a slab, and in this case, as I said, all the materials are going to be this generic structural. I'm going to draw a slab under here. I clicked on Q to generate quick guidelines. Then I'm going to draw another slab for, we call it coping, for this other slight portion that goes up here. I'm going to use another smaller slab for that. So say something like this, go all the way here, then come out in all directions by like 50 millimeters. Then I think I can just clean up these edges. That was wrong. Okay, do this, and then come back here and send this in here, send this in here as well, and close this up here. Then drop the height to like 75. The one I can see on the image isn't really high. Then come over here on the 3D, select it, and then raise it to here. Now we can see that this actually extended beyond what we planned earlier, so I can pick a bit less than what we planned, so I can pick, I thought I was, yeah, this wall and extend it inwards. Alright, so there we have it. I could go on and on and on and finish up the building. In fact, if you want me to do that, request for it and I'll do a separate video where I'm going to like take this all the way to the end. But I think I've done majority of what you requested for how to do something like this in your facade. Alright, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please do. If you have something you also want to learn specifically, request for it in the comments or join this group. The group's name is Archicad with Frank official WhatsApp. What we do here every day, you can see requests from others. This person says the only problem I have is my these are reviews on people who have done renders. You can see like this, and was like what and what needs improvement here, and we're able to discuss them. You see someone requesting for how to do something like this. So I don't think there's really anything to lose in being a part of this community, and there is plans to go beyond just Archicad to make recordings for rendering software like Lumion, probably Atlantis. Then there is also plans to include Revit tutorials. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now. That should be